2 matches that went to extra time. 2! Do you know what time it is? I have to wake up in like 5 hours to publish this video. Anyway, hello, my name is Adrian. Welcome to the World Cup Daily Recap. There won't be matches for the next 2 days, but there will still be content. World Cup semifinals predictions incoming. First off, guys, sad news surrounding Jaden Adams. The South African football player passed away yesterday morning. He did indeed play at this past World Cup in each of the group stage matches for his country. He lost his grandmother during the tournament, and he leaves behind his partner and daughter. It's just all around incredibly sad, so may he rest in peace. Now, England. They are into the World Cup semifinals, but man, did they ever have to scrap for it again. Last time it was Mexico, this time a strong but not quite peak Norway. The players looked like they were suffering out there, no? The hot, humid, every touch was heavy, and for long stretches it looked like the occasion and might just swallow them whole. Norway settled after the hydration break, and on 36 minutes they got the goal they probably deserved, maybe, even if it probably wasn't what Schjelderup intended. Looked like he was aiming across to the back post, but it flew up, dipped, and sailed in over Pickford. A freak goal, but about the nicest freak goal you could imagine. Let's just say that he meant it. It's more fun that way. And here's where Norway may have lost the match. I mean, impossible to say, but I suspected as much. Right before the break, Sorloth broke clear on the counter with Haaland steaming alongside him, and he never released the ball. Somehow decided not to slide it across to Haaland. Haaland's face said it all, absolute disbelief. Didn't shoot either, just floated into the middle, dilly-dallied, and wasted an incredible chance. With his opportunity, I think it got blocked in the end. And they were punished immediately, of course. Maybe in more ways than one, deep in first half stoppage time. Jude Bellingham latched onto a great Gordon pass, drove into the box, and rifled a low one into the corner. 1-1, and you could feel things shift a little bit. Now, Cablegate. Norway were livid, swore the move started from an island goal kick that clipped the Skycam cable, with FIFA saying that the ball sensor didn't register a touch. I don't know. From the videos I've seen, it's hard to tell if it caught anything. I can't conclusively say it did. Conclusively being the operative word there, right? But Solbakken and Island were pointing at the wire immediately. FIFA says their snickometer got nothing. Who knows? If it did touch the cable, it shouldn't have counted. Ball hits any outside object like that, and you have to blow the whistle. But again, I haven't seen conclusive evidence. The second half was a tough watch, and Norway would have been even more frustrated. They thought they'd retaken the lead in the 57th minute when Hegem bundled it home, only for it to be chalked off for a Haaland foul on Anderson in the build-up. Huge let-off for England. Anderson went down like he'd been struck by lightning, definitely overselling it, but Haaland did make a pushing motion to get away from him and make his run, so the ref was justified in a sense. There was always a chance he'd call it back with that pushing motion. Know what I'd love though? Get rid of all grappling at corners. None. No more of it. End it. Make it a penalty or foul if a player wraps his arms around another or grabs a shirt. Enough of this. It's so inconsistent. Trust me, I get the difference between a shove, but grappling is the most annoying thing. You can hug a guy so he can't jump, but you can't shove off of a guy who's only interested in standing in your way, isn't even looking at the ball. But in the end, after 90 minutes, it was still 1-1. Extra time it was, and me personally, if you're going to play an extra 30 minutes as a neutral here, give me a shootout at the end of it. Unless it's an incredible extra time with goals both ways, but it often isn't, right? But what it did have was another goalkeeper blunder leading to a rebound goal just like yesterday. Morgan Rogers, or 2 days ago I should say, Morgan Rogers playing the role of Pau Cubarsí with a strike from distance, had a dig from distance, Nyland trying to catch it and failing in the role of Lamens, and Bellingham, channeling Mikel Merino, tucked it away. 2-1 England, that's 6 at this tournament now for Jude. He's only gone level with Kane and one shy of Haaland. He's level with who else but Pelé on 7 World Cup goals, and only Mbappe has scored more before turning 24. Speaking of which, it wasn't a night for the strikers, was it? Both Kane and Haaland were pretty quiet on the night. No real opportunities for either of them, as they were largely iced out of this game. Tuchel summed it up after the match when he said, quote, "The result is fantastic, I'm not happy with the performance, end quote. And that's fair. England rode their luck a bit at times with the disallowed goal and maybe the cable goal. Who knows about that one? And then got the winner from a keeper's error. They'd argue that Schjelderup's goal was a freak one as well, and they'd probably be right. But you know what? Semifinals are semifinals. It's only the fourth time England have ever reached this stage of a World Cup, and they have a decent chance of making a final with how they've been playing versus their opponent. Nothing gorgeous, but doing enough to get across the line thanks to the brilliance of Jude Bellingham lately. The backline is creaky though. I gotta say, that backline is not looking great. Maybe with Reece James back in there, it will be better. Unlucky for Haaland and the fellas, but overall an insanely successful World Cup for them. For Haaland, 7 goals in 5 games. For the team, their first ever journey to the quarterfinals, and they will be back. So at this point, 3 of the 4 semifinalists that FIFA wanted had made the semifinals. Could Argentina join them and complete the set of the top 4 teams? As you can see... Argentina and Switzerland. It didn't thrill me at first, and the issue with this game from a neutral's perspective, who was, hoping to be thrilled, was that Argentina scored first. Because Argentina are not above sitting in a low block, they did that in this game, especially after scoring 10 minutes into this game. Nightmare situation. What a way to concede for Switzerland. Messi corner kick, Alexis Mac Allister with the header at the near post. He shouldn't be getting away like that, but he was Argentina's most dangerous player in the first half. Of their 3 attempts in that first half, all 3 came from Alexis Mac Allister. But most of the first half was just the two teams frustrating each other. Both of them defend so well and so compactly, and Switzerland did that. Once Argentina scored, they absolutely defended compactly as well, still controlling the match well, even without the ball, and waiting to transition when Switzerland would commit a few too many players forward, but that doesn't happen very often, if ever, with Switzerland. Very disciplined. So the half ended with Argentina winning, and what's frustrating for Switzerland is that the corner came from being sloppy and losing possession in their own half. Then you have to face up an Argentina that scared Scaloni by being so open and sloppy against Egypt, so they are playing a tight, compact game now to swing things in a positive direction again for them and not repeat those mistakes. Well, also, they have a lead to protect now, where they were chasing the game against Egypt the whole time. A bad omen for Switzerland at halftime. Argentina haven't lost a World Cup knockout match after leading at the half since the 1930 World Cup final, 96 years ago. And again, them scoring first means they sit back and defend and invite Switzerland to attack them. That being said, it's not like Switzerland didn't have opportunities, because they did. One of their best warning shots, really, was an Helvetii ball over the top that Embolo took down and squared to Ndoye. He should have hit it first time as he was blocked by Alessandro, but it was offside. But still, as I said, a warning shot from a Swiss side that looked better in the second half. Embolo would trouble Martinez with a header minutes later as well. Xhaka would test him from outside of the box. You had Rodriguez and Zakaria spreading the pitch a lot on each flank as Argentina were staying compact in the middle. So when Switzerland scored to level things, it wasn't really a surprise. Just a lovely little 1-2 between Ndoye and Rodriguez. Then Ndoye slotted it under Martinez to make it 1-1. Let's go. We got a game. And then just as the Swiss were starting to believe that they could beat this Argentina side that looked pretty aimless out there at times, Breel Embolo had to pull out one of the worst dives I've seen in a while, and VAR reviewed it because the referee had initially given a yellow to Paredes. This is an example of mistaken identity which VAR can review as of this World Cup. And so upon reviewing, seeing the obvious dive from Embolo, I mean, the dude was airborne and throwing his head back before Paredes even reached him. He unfortunately gave a yellow to Embolo. His second of the game. So red card Embolo. It's one of those situations where I feel for Embolo on the one hand, but it was also a dive, an attempt at cheating. I think where people may feel like it isn't right is not all refs gives card for dives, but the case of mistaken identity, you can ensure that the diver will get a yellow, which is great. I just wish they would do it for penalties when players are manufacturing contact, such as Jed Spence against Norway. Give a yellow for that as well if it isn't a penalty. Discourage diving as a whole by ensuring there are these two clear frameworks where you can get punished for diving, from mistaken identity and trying to win a penalty that isn't a penalty and you get caught. It seems harsh. You see dives all over the place that players don't get carded for. Maybe this is their way of discouraging diving, though. Seeing a lot of people say, no, the mistaken identity VAR protocol is cool, but not here. You know, like the only reason people are upset is because Embolo had a yellow already and because it's against Argentina. If he didn't have a yellow already, people would just be laughing at Embolo for diving and getting caught, basically. But also, it's against Argentina, who people are already dubious of in this tournament, to the point where even if the right protocol is employed by the referee, if it benefits Argentina, then they take exception to it and call corruption. And I get it. Like, I truly don't care what happens to Argentina or any of these teams. Portugal and Canada are out. But trying to be as neutral and fair as possible here from what we're seeing in this situation, there are some people who just get completely blinded by, it's a fix, you know? Which, yeah, sure, maybe there is something nefarious going on. I don't know. You don't know. None of us can actually prove it for sure. But let's be serious, people, and not get upset when referees apply protocols correctly, you know? But yes, all of the missed fouls, you know, slaps in the faces of their opponents, the crazy amounts of fouls that occur per match before a yellow is even given to an Argentina player, and whatever else from previous matches and this match, you can still be upset about those and have the right to be. But when referees apply protocols correctly, I think we should be happy about that. Like, we can't complain about officiating, then get mad when they do something properly. You know what I mean? And so to extra time we went again. Though Lautaro Martinez nearly scored, if not for a fantastic save from Gregor Kobel right at the end to force extra time. Come on, guys. There's no way I wanted to watch this really poor Argentina side try to break down a deep Swiss low block, deep and low. But they did get a goal in the end, and of course, it wasn't down to a exceptional team attacking pattern of play. No, it's individual brilliance. Julian Alvarez has looked lost during this tournament. He stepped in from the left and hit a gorgeous swerving strike that dipped into the top corner. Absolute stunner in more ways than one. And that's what settled this. Lautaro adding another late. Argentina not exactly impressive. They are a bad, good team, if that makes sense. Not good as a whole, but with fantastic individuals capable of getting them over the line in the end, right? So, England versus Argentina will be a fascinating one. As of now, I'm leaning England, but I'll give my full predictions in the predictions video that's coming out soon, okay? Quick word on Switzerland. I feel really bad for them because, like I said, as they were starting to get into the match, that's when Breel Embolo got that red card. You gotta wonder now how this match could have gone if he was on the pitch. Embolo, why did you have to dive, man? Why did you have to do that? Would have been far more interesting with him on the pitch. Make this Argentine team sweat. Anyway, should be a fun bunch of semifinals, even though they are the teams that FIFA said they wanted to only meet in the semifinals. So they got their wish. The four biggest teams. It's going to be happy days for Gianni Infantino. But guys, thank you so much for watching as per usual. I will end this rambling video right now, and I will see you tomorrow, or maybe later today, depending on how quickly we get this edited. I'll see you tomorrow or later today for another video. Those predictions for the semifinals, all right? Later, guys.